Welcome to the very first episode of
Appreciation Podcast with Lou.
and Zach.
Happy to have you.
Happy to have you.
First topic on the day. First topic we talking about.
Yep.
You know, it's a lot mulling over. We went through a lot of different things, but we're doing battle rap today.
If you couldn't tell from the caption on the video and the way that we're dressed,
Yeah,
it's battle rap.
he did a way better job for the audio crowd. You can't see him. He looks spitting image of Slim Shady, like 8 Mile Eminem. I would have, dressed up like Anthony Mackie from the movie. I didn't know he was doing this. I was like, let me just put on. I just wear streetwear all the time, so I was like, let me put on my skinniest pants. I'm a big guy. Let me put on my skinniest pants so I can look like I'm from Atlanta. But
Nah, it works.
he showed me up a little bit. I'll come back with my bars. My content's what's gonna get.
What's crazy is I've been thinking about this outfit for a minute, and
I'm not gonna lie, you eating, bro.
I appreciate it. I never put two and two together to make it Slim Shady, but it just hit me last night as I was preparing for the video. I'm like, you know what? What if we introduce this? And for the audio listeners, this is going to be something that is a goal as much as we can do of dressing the theme for every video. If we're doing Victorian era,
I'm gonna get me a Prince blouse if we do Victorian era. We're going in.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Let's just have fun with it,
Oh yeah. If we do Brat Summer or something like that, we gotta be
lime green.
Yeah, Y2K.
Chartreuse.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take my girlfriend's clothes.
Put some black fishnets on.
Yeah. I'll get her cult classic shirt and I'll put it on. I'll be like, see, deep cut.
There you go. Yeah, go with a crop top mesh see-through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's me.
It's our wild take is I didn't really like this, but
no, but fully committed, just fully dressed up, makeup done.
Oh yeah, got the David Bowie silver star on my eye. Just
yeah, we did it, dude.
I committed to the bit, but yeah, if you're watching this or listening to this rather on Spotify, I'm gonna try and put the video as well with the podcast, so we'll have videos being put on every platform that could possibly have the videos with the podcast. Yeah, that's
want to get that reach.
Yeah, it's another way that we show our appreciation.
I like that. We should take thumbnails for everyone.
Oh yeah,
Just the outfits every time.
Oh
Instagram post.
No, that's what I thought about it too, of posting with I don't want to get copyright, but 2 Trailer Park Girls. I was gonna have that as the real audio and post that.
I like it.
So we already got the ideas, but yeah, right onto the notes. Got the handy dandy.
Talking about battle rap. So
battle rap.
I think this is a topic I came up with, or I think we both kind of agreed on it. I was just something that I don't, because we're both hip hop guys.
For sure.
I used to do sound engineering. Used to be making music.
Yeah.
You still make music, you used to be doing it all the time, but just a little bit less so because you're focused on so many different crafts right now.
For sure.
But so I think we have an appreciation for hip hop. It's just that for me always seemed especially getting in and out where mainly it's just the music that I, intake, not necessarily full culture stuff and
yeah.
Back in the day, I was watching Wild Out and stuff. So I knew about battle rap, and I knew what it was like. But obviously that's comedic. I'm just not as in tune with hip hop culture as much anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's such a growing thing as well. As Lewis said, I used to make music heavily, and now it pretty much exists as an EDM or crafting the intro and the outro to the episode. That's kind of where it exists. When we approach this topic, we have the understanding of the different comedic elements. We have the understanding of where we come from, the music that we like, but we just wanted to approach it a little bit more delicate.
Yeah,
this true appreciation with that. With that said, the intro. Now the intro would be playing.
All right, I like the cold open.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Sweet. That was a banging intro,
I
wasn't it?
know you did a really good job.
Dude,
I
I
couldn't have made
appreciate
that.
that. No, I doubt that. You could.
I
I know you
don't.
could.
I'm not good at that.
All right.
I
Well,
can mix music. I can, bro.
no. Well, it's still the ear, but with the ear, how do you want to start this off?
I
What are your
mean,
hot takes?
where do you feel like you were at, like when we first approached this? What were your initial feelings on battle rap?
Yeah, my initial thoughts, because even taking it to the selection of this and how we've explained like how we choose our videos, we had battle rap in there, and like I was all for it, but like I still was like a little bit, how am I going to do this? So that's where I kind of maintained for a very long time. Like my first big research day, because there is kind of like a stereotype put onto battle rap. I feel that's
Oh yeah,
some of it. It's like it's super unfair because most of like the stereotype comes from like comedic things or like only like one liners that just pop out of the blue. So
yeah. It's like all
yeah,
just it's like the fail compilation of it.
yeah,
That's like the big thing that like I remember like wilding out growing up, and like I've grown out of it because like this is not like my comedy anymore. And
yeah,
like I mean, back then I was like, man, I want to be hood black. I grew up in the suburbs. I'm like, I'm not like that. And
like
now I'm just like,
overcorrecting.
yeah. And now I'm just like, bro, I find what I find funny. I don't care.
Yeah.
Also, I ain't got cable, so I ain't watching. But like with wilding out, like growing up, I was like, oh, this is all comedy. It's all jokes. It's all funny. Like, oh, we got a good bar.
Yeah.
But like when you see it, like with the aggression involved,
Yeah.
and for me, it's just like this is two, either grown men or grown women standing really close to each other. In essence, just like spitting poetry, like really hard.
Yeah.
And without any of the context, you're like, this is kind of cringe. Like, this is weird. Why are you this angry and like this heated? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
So that was like, I feel like that's sort of the initial thing for everyone. Or you hear the really bad bars, which I feel like we were sharing some back and forth.
Oh yeah.
We were sharing some back and forth, and I feel like I wrote some of them down, so I'll go through a list.
Oh my god. Yeah, like appreciative. No, I remember like I would get like, I'm not even lying. Like I would get 4 minutes into these videos and would be like, yeah, I gotta take a break, man. Like this is just glass
You're
shards
like,
right now.
Bad.
It was really tough in the beginning, but I think like just like anything, like there's a lot of exposure that comes to it. There's a lot of things that are acquired taste to some, some people, like people who do battle rap, like they probably came out of the womb and were like, you know what, this is great. Like
this is cool.
Yada yada.
It's for the culture.
It's for the culture. A lot of things I noticed, if you have like a bare understanding of battle rap to the point of like what it is, things that are like universally liked and disliked within like the culture, like there would be so many of like, I look like one right now, but there would be like white guys that tatted it up.
Yeah.
And it would be like, you could predict like almost every bar that like, there would be some that would like catch me off guard that I'd be like, I forgot that that's a white thing. Like I forgot like that's a part of like the stereotype. Like, wow, he actually reached more than just like the base. But no, there's still moments like where you're like, the superstars really made themselves apparent, and the people that were bad were like, okay, this is really, really bad.
Yeah, it's like the people who are bad, it's like, oh, this is your clip. Like this is your sort of like claim to fame, and like you probably gonna drop off. And I did not see like you pop up anywhere else.
No.
But I mean, I feel like that's where we're both at initially. Was there like a point where something hit you where you're like, oh, this is eye-opening, of like you changing your opinion on it?
Yeah.
Like, where did you feel like your opinion started to change?
I feel like my opinion changed with like seeing how there would be like certain artists and people like really entering double entendres and triple entendres, because I feel like the thing that like ties a lot of like good hip hop, a lot of good rap, just a lot of good music in general is like differentiating, like as people who appreciate music, make music, there is a thing to be said of like, if you go find a random dude, you go find like one of the like the broccoli headed like Chads out there on TikTok
Oh
now,
yeah,
you like make a rap song, you know exactly like what their words are going to be said.
yeah,
But then you find like another kid who like borders on like a little different edgy, and you're like, you know what, let's give him a shot, and he comes up with like things that like tie back to like pain, anything like that in itself, like that concept of having this person who can see something obvious and put it in a way that it makes you think, but it's also evident. Like,
yeah.
and I think like that's the beautiful thing with battle rap that kind of like opened my mind, is that, if I listen to like lyrical rap now, sometimes to immediately catch it, like I'm gonna have to be up to date on like whatever TV program, whatever
Oh
news they're
yeah.
talking about. But these guys are just like, even if it's pre-written, it's really respectable.
You like, there's just so much thought. And I feel like that, like kind of touching on that, I feel like that was one of the big things that like it's sort of tied back to where it's like it doesn't have the track, like the musical track, the instrumental with it, but
Yeah.
it's still a part of like hip hop as the culture.
Oh yeah.
And so, sort of looking at that, because at the same time, I think when we got to this topic, we were coming right off of Kendrick Drake beef.
No, dude, it hadn't even begun yet.
No, I think we were a little, because wasn't it like May, the end of? No, it hadn't begun yet.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, it hadn't popped off yet. Oh,
bro, the only thing that like I called back to a beef was like, the bar that I shared this with Lewis, like because we both like randomly found the same artist clips. Someone said we started using revolvers because we don't trust clips, and I thought back about like Most Critical and Sneeko beef, like where it was like the magazine clips. Either way, like I thought about that last night. Drake and Kendrick weren't even beefing by this time.
No.
So we literally got to like see this, and then
like you see an actual, see like, I don't know, like, because I don't want to say that like battle rap isn't like the full form force, but I feel like rap beef is like the more, I think it's just more palatable for people because there's the music aspect to it. There's like so much more to pay attention to. And it's not just like the face to face, but like battle rap is so much more raw.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's like crazy.
Battle rap is like kind of like the algorithm, like you as an artist who has the capabilities of being able to stand your ground need to have like Kendrick, Eminem, just to name like literally two people, have that element that like has put them in a position that when situations where you have to like stand yourself musically and like within rap arise, like that is easy for someone. That's why like people would like poke the bear just to see you come out, but it's like that you're gonna get buried within poking that bear, because like this is your, like there's not a lot of battle rappers who like have made it, but there are a lot of rappers who have made it, who have had that battle rap like background that maintain longevity, who can like use that same algorithm and talk about like raising a family or
they
like
can like
addiction.
put into these like parts of like, like they're using that part of like the culture.
Yes.
So there's one quote, and this is like only like base level research. At some point I want to read the book. I think it's the book How to Rap by 40 Cal of the Diplomats. Where it and this was the thing for me, my breakthrough moment, where I was like, oh shit, I get it. He compared battle rap to like basketball dunking. Like how you just have the dunk competition.
That's a good analogy,
And it's like, but it's a part of the game as a whole, but there's the guys who just specialize in that.
That really clicked to me right now.
And I'm like, I'm like, this makes sense. So now I'm not like, and now I'm like in my head, imagine somebody has a bar like, again, bad bar, like, oh man.
He's cooking.
No. I'm trying to think of there's the hippopotamus one that was so bad, but like, I think it's I'm masturbating Einstein the way I'm stroking genius. I'm like, oh, why would you say that? It's that's not it. That's not it, brother.
I want to tax him just for like the ear bleed. Like,
no, I mean it's just like
Uh
I don't know if there's just a way that you can't really make a hard bar talking about, cranking the guy off. Like, I just don't think that's something you can make work. You got to get past that hurdle. But seeing that, and then seeing like, because what we in the time span of us like diving into this, we had Kendrick Drake beef, and so
yeah,
it made me kind of appreciate parts of that a lot more. Like, I'm not gonna be, I don't like Drake. Not my thing. I respect him. Made a lot of money. Made some good. I love Take Care. I love Nothing Was the Same. But then after that, or after, if you're reading this too late, I stopped listening.
Yeah.
And now I actively don't listen because I'm like, I don't feel like listening to it.
Yeah.
But with Kendrick, and then another artist I'll touch on later, the intentionality of everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And so then it made me look at music more on a whole of
Yeah.
like, oh man, this is really intentional stuff. And it makes me respect them a lot more because they're trying a lot more to be like, I'm putting this in here for a reason.
Yeah.
Like just with 616 in LA and the 8 different meanings of like what the title could mean.
Yes.
And everyone's like, well, it could mean this. That's also Father's Day. It's the day Euphoria came out. That's also the day that Kendrick said he met Drake for the first time. Like all these different things. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, no,
It's like they're thinking these guys are cooking.
That's that algorithm that like you have, and people will be like, you're either just that way or not that way. But that to me is like what highlighted like the genius of like different battle rap things is like, yeah, there's a lot of parts of it like where it's like the constructive criticism and like the hate of it. I'm not gonna say the hate is deserved, but like I can understand the negative implications of it a lot. But there is such a good like genius to it that just doesn't really get shown. Yeah, the way that it needs to be. Like these guys that are like on it are like learning different cadences, have like perfected their tone, have the energy. Like it's crazy.
The crowd work, everything.
The crowd work is such a big influence.
I mean, I think that was like, for me, that was the first thing that I like appreciated about battle rap was like, I'm a guy. I don't really like, I don't go outside that much.
Yeah.
I like to be a homebody, but like, man, that energy of just watching it and how the crowd goes absolutely insane.
Dude, yeah.
When somebody, or like immediately, bad bar, everyone's like, that sucks.
Yeah.
And they're just like booing them out the
building.
There's maybe like one guy in his corner who's like, nah, yeah. And then everyone else is like, that was trash.
Yeah.
It's crazy just how quick they're able to pick up on this stuff and how like raw it is, where it's just like, no man, like you bombed immediately.
Dude.
And they're just like, this is garbage. And then the resiliency of someone having to try after that of like, you just had terrible bar, everyone just booed you out, and then you got to still try to go another round.
Dude, talk about resiliency. I also like, because like it's good that you get like that honest feedback, but like I think about like the times like when it's a good video and like this guy is just straight cooking him.
Oh yeah.
And the other guy is just literally staring into the camera with like Stone Cold Steve Austin is just like, and he's just getting cooked.
Yeah.
And it's like that's also like a big thing to appreciate. It's like,
wow, he's really he's really keeping his composure.
Yeah, bro. I wouldn't know how to feel that situation. Yeah. Like if I had to keep my composure, like I'd have to like be completely disassociated. I'd have to be thinking about like running in the field or something. Like, bro, I don't know what's going on.
I feel like that's one of the parts that maybe I missed out on. I didn't get to look in like the stories and like the culture like of things, because I'm wondering, like I'm a big wrestling fan. And I think that was one of the big things I took away, where it's like a lot of live performance things are like wrestling, and wrestling is also like a lot of other things, vice versa, where I'm like, oh, I don't know if you guys actually have beef.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, do y'all really hate?
Nah,
like,
bro, because like they were like dabbing up like every time, like it'd be like this guy versus like, and yeah, sometimes they might.
You can tell when it's like friendly, but then there's sometimes where it's like, is this kayfabe, or like y'all hate each other? Like
it might just be like fake too, to like play it up for views sometimes, because like I feel like it exists in like 3 things. Like it's like, we're friendly, we're just like UFC fighters that are like like the Max Holloway Justin Gaethje fight, like where it's
Yeah.
like, you know, after this fight, like I'm gonna make sure like even if I knock you out and like we're both bleeding, like I'm gonna pick you up and like we're gonna be all good. Or it can be a situation like where it's like I don't like this guy at all. Let me like battle rap him. Or you know, it's the other situation like where it's just like it's fake beef for it. And I think the genuineness of like however like their tension is like it's really found in a good performance. Now I'm not gonna say because there are a lot of like battle rap videos like where it's like, dude, I have sat through 30 minutes of like the most lackluster energy ever.
Yeah.
Like I could have watched Coco Melon and I had like a way better use of my time.
Oh yeah.
Like, but no, yeah.
It's Coco Melon. That's
Yeah,
rough,
I pulled
bro.
that out.
That's rough.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But nah, it is like it's just such an interesting thing going on.
Oh yeah.
Again, it makes me wonder. It's like, man, these guys actually hate each other. If so, I'm like, damn, that's sad. What happened?
Yeah.
You know, where's the story more of this? I feel like for me, it's more fun when I can tell like these are just two guys going. They don't.
Yeah.
They're just playing around.
Yeah, we don't
They
need Jerry
just having
Springer
fun.
moments. Yeah.
I don't need to know if somebody's gonna get shot after this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, you be getting real heavy with those murder bars.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a little bit scared. People getting heated.
Yo, Killer Johnny over here,
I'm
man.
not-
We gotta actually watch
I'm not
him.
even there. I'm sorry, your name is actually Murda Mook.
Yeah. It's like we gotta actually watch this dude now.
Dog. Like I don't know. I don't know your background.
Yeah, dude.
You could really be like that.
You could. And that's the thing too, like where it's like it might as we talked about the appreciation, I think like there's one thing that like I saw that could be constructed a little bit better. It's like the art itself, I really appreciate like how they maintain the originality about being like we're in an age where like rap to us as like 10-year-olds is like Mars to Earth to kids that are like 10 years old now and listen to rap. Like it's like, you know, now because like
evolved so much.
It's evolved so much and there's so many like nuances of it that like I kind of understand like why there would be like old heads like hating, because it's like, you know, I see that there's a lot of things that just grow and sometimes it's for the better, and then, you know, there's always outliers. Like there's always going to be good and bad to something, but within battle rap, I feel like if anything, the maintenance of the consistency of how like, you know, we're going to have 16 bars, okay? We're going to have the crowd work, okay? We're going to have a host, we're going to have the MC, we're going to have all of these different aspects stayed the same. And I was like, dude, I really appreciate that, because like if you step back and you're like, the way that things change sometimes, like you could think battle rap would literally be like, I'm going to submit an AI like poem on like X, you know, or Twitter, and be like, X, Twitter, like, and this is how we're going to do battle rap, or we're going to do a Zoom call like COVID times or something like that.
It's like they kept it to what it is.
Yeah, they kept it.
There's something nice about it. It's like, no, this is what it is, and it's not going to really change from this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Gotta respect it.
No, you got to respect it. Like, it has stayed the same. And like the only areas for improvement or like growth without changing it that I see is like, I think that there just needs to be like a little bit different things. Like I feel like there would be a bigger stage if it was maybe a little bit shorter, and you that way you get to like have, you could still do 30-minute videos, but brother, I do not need 10 rounds of two people that probably are cool with each other, like losing their cadence. Like by like the 6th round, these guys are like getting off beat and being like,
they're gas.
I mean, one more time, and then like start going into it. Like, we can keep it rotating.
I don't know, just putting some rules where it's like you can mercy roll out somebody. You can just be like, all right, we're cutting it here. I feel like for me, it was more like, I think it just needs, and I see this as more like a money issue, where it's like, y'all just need the investment and like upgrading the look of it, because there's the aesthetic is cool, but the aesthetic is also like really outdated. Like, I mean, we grew up like we grew up on like 2000s hip hop, like Lil Wayne, like around like Carter 3, and like Mike Jones, you know, Mike Jones,
you
you can run. all day long.
Copyright.
I know. It's because I sound exactly like it, man.
Dude, I thought Mike Jones was in the building for a
I
second.
mean, that's my artist name, man. That's my artist name. Got copyright bells going over it, but you know.
Hey, either way,
You know, so I'm the good Mike Jones.
holding it
I'm
down.
the real one. Nah. But like listen to that, it still feels like it's stuck in that aesthetic where it's like,
yeah.
which like his thing, you ain't gotta go like SoundCloud aesthetic and like just upgrade it to that. But I feel like people are looking at it, or at least the kind of way to look at it is like it's kind of like it's a sport.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like just look at it like that, where it's like, oh, okay, you know, change up the camera angles a little bit. Maybe get like 3 cameras.
Yeah.
You get one over the crowd so you can see kind of the crowd in a little bit far out shot. Zoom in a little bit, you know. And that might be me from like my pro wrestling background being like, yo, change it up, get that nice camera direction, and the shit gonna be looking nice.
No, I agree, because I feel like if they implement it, and this is like, I know this might be a huge stretch, but I feel like it would be good. So I feel like there's a little bit of like biases like within the crowd, but like what I would really, really, really like to see is if they were like, hey, you know, because they have this in like a lot of like different areas and countries with music, like J-pop idols, and how they have glow sticks that reflect like their like main, you know, idol that they're supporting.
Oh,
if you had like a red one for the rapper,
you just want somebody where it's like, I know who you're rocking with.
Yeah.
I could see that.
No, if they extended the crowd and they had like, if they even implemented like, okay, we have like a live crowd audience, and these are just purely people that like music, maybe follow the channel, and then we have like the team behind this artist, because like, well, just like in like fighting or sports, as we're talking about, like it's really hard to separate like who is this man's brother and then who was just some random guy on the corner who's like, oh, there's a battle rap going on, let me go in there.
Now I will say, when there's like 40 people on stage, I'm like, this is a lot of people,
dude. Yeah.
And like, besides the guy standing right behind the other guy, like who are the rest of these guys?
Yeah, it could be like a little distracting, and like there's not
like, why is your entire entourage in the cage?
Dude, I don't even. Yeah, that's the thing too, because it's like there needs to be a lot of differences. Like there would be channels with the exact same name, just like with raps as like an S and raps with the Z.
Oh yeah,
it'd be like the host looks the same. It's a completely different host. The crowd looks the same. The stage looks the same. Like they just rent out like a warehouse, throw on like some like LED lights, and then just have like a basic camera in a circle with all these people. And there's a lot of like grittiness and keeping it to its roots. But brother, change a couple things. Maybe, you know what? Let's do natural ambiance instead of LEDs. You know what? Everybody take 10 steps back. You know what? Let's make this camera angle up close. You can even do like a POV. Put a GoPro on it, man.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's definitely some upgrade, dude. But I'm like, I mean, now I feel like I'm at the point where I'm like, nah, I can appreciate this.
Yeah.
I can appreciate this. Especially like how it, I mean, even going to the bigger thing, not just like off of the Kendrick Drake stuff. I think it started having me look at more, because they're really intentional with their bars.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
You want to hear, in my opinion, like the stuff that was like, this is amazing. Just look up a compilation of clips. Just look up a clips. Look up like a Loaded Lux compilation. I really liked Loaded Lux. Yeah. Clips is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
but Loaded Lux, because this man was wearing like a 3-piece suit every time he's going up against these guys who look like straight dealers, and I'm like, wow, he set himself apart.
That's what you need.
He set himself apart. I mean, like there's sort of like I knew with like Hitman Holla, I knew like Conceited from like Wildin' Out.
Wild Nowadays and stuff.
But like, man, I heard like Charlie Clips, he had a whole entire like biblical bars about like some guy who's in a group where they were like, I don't even know what the context was. I was just like, yo, whoa.
I think he sent me that one, but
whoa.
I think like I appreciate it a lot more now, to the point like where I want to see it.
Yeah.
Not like change, but I just want to see more of it improved.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like I want to see it get bigger than it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it deserves to be. I mean, this is like what has set like a lot of like artists into like a different stratosphere. Whether you like love it or hate it, like it's something that like plays a very like integral part of like music as we know today, and as like the number one genre. I believe it's still rap and hip
Probably
hop. Yeah.
like either that or like, I mean, it's hard to call pop a genre because like pop is popular music. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of hard, but like it is.
It's just so
Isn't it?
nuanced
Yeah,
now.
I mean, country's a thing.
Yeah.
Like looking at like Billboard Hot 100 stuff, that's the sort of thing for me now where I'm like, yo, oh wow, there's a lot more music than just what I listen to.
Oh yeah.
It's like I just be stuck listening to like J rock and like
Oh,
hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, there's more than that.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, like J-pop and EDM, just like, oh, well, this is something I probably never would have ever thought I would be doing now, but
oh yeah.
that is what it is.
But oh man, what else? I gotta look at my notes real quick of like,
What else could we? I'll go into like some highlights and lowlights real quick.
yeah,
You know,
like what were some big highlights for you besides clips? Besides Charlie clips,
yeah, no,
because I feel like we've gushed enough about him.
not for real. I don't want this to be an appreciation Charlie Clips episode, but
I mean, we can do that.
we could do that.
We can
gotta
do that.
Yeah,
We'll
but
put that on the Patreon that eventually happens.
yeah, oh yeah, pay for our Patreon so we can have a subscription to Shonen manga.
Yeah, we're trying enough money so we get $3 Shonen Jump subscription.
Thank you.
That's enough.
That's enough. That's all I need. Highlights unique. A lot of these play hand in hand, so I'm just going to list it like that. The highlights, there would be a lot of like unique bars we've already covered in extensive amount. Lowlights of that, like the flip side of that coin, corny bars, which is like speaks for itself. Energy. There'd be a lot of people, as we've talked about, that bring a different energy, whether it's the clothes, the cadence, the tone. Then there'd be people where it's like the girl who's like, what does that make you do? You know what I'm talking about? Like where you're like,
oh yeah, the what, the whoop-de-doo-doo.
Yeah, she had too many $2 margaritas. Like,
it's
get
like,
her off the stage.
It's like, man, y'all, please stop.
Yeah, it's like, go back to being a bank teller. You know, do that.
You know, maybe a small little sidebar.
Yeah,
that was the other thing that I realized in terms of all this that maybe not necessarily, because it's not like I'm a huge fan of this guy. I always have respect for him. It's just like that his music is not really for me because it's not how I feel about stuff. Eminem.
Yes.
One, it's now made me appreciate, I can't really list them, but certain white rappers more because you can tell that they're not, like you can tell that the easiest thing like for like a guy who's white to do is just try to be Eminem.
Oh, for sure.
It's just try to be Eminem.
That's what they do.
And then you realize you can't do it because he's Eminem.
Dude, yeah.
And it only works for him.
Oh, yeah.
He's so, like, I feel like MGK tried to do that for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you can't. Yeah. That's just him. That's why it's not an act.
Oh.
So I'm like, I got so much respect for him. Like, I listened to his new album. There's some good stuff on there. There's some stuff where I'm like, I know, like, you doing your thing. I'm like, it's kind of like some of the bars. I'm like, this feels just a little bit corny for me, but I know that's what they're trying to be. Yeah. Like, that's the intentional part of it where, like, you know, you're talking about you're going to offend all these people, and then the bars are not good because you're like, they're not supposed to be good. But then, you know, you're on Fuel where it's you and Jid, and he's going in, eating. I'm like, this guy. I was like, again, I think respect-wise, I was like, he's always got to be, like, top 5. Like, probably top 10, like, all time. But I think after listening to that and then like looking at battle rap and being like, wow, all these guys are trying to be like him. I'm like, oh no, he's without that, I can't say he's not top 5.
No, dude.
Don't know where he is in that top 5 for me, but he's definitely top 5.
No, I get that.
Like,
yeah.
Like he's.
I have like a different like philosophy. Like sometimes when it comes to artists and like originality of like, what's the time for? There's a time, in my opinion, that like expires of like relatable content and like experiences. And not saying Eminem, but like as I've gotten older, like, you know, not really sad, but it's something that feeds into the bit of like how my exposure with Eminem, like, you know, my parents like being like divorced when I was really young.
Yeah. I
grew up in like Durham, and I spent like a lot of my time around there and like not the best financial circumstances. So there was a lot of like things that like 2000s, 90s, early 2000s up to like 2013, I'd say, Eminem, that I was like, this is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where I'm like, okay, it's something that I can appreciate Slim Shady. I can appreciate Marshall Mathers and Mulder.
Yeah.
He will maintain a certain way that I respect, the same way that like the first movie or like the first like superhero movie that like you really gelled with, first anime you found really gels with you.
Yeah.
I respect that. Am I here listening to any new song? No, but I mean, he doesn't need that from me. Like,
No.
and I think that that's something that's like really good with music as well, and just like the art form as it goes, you can have the respect for someone and find something else to gel with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
It's like I feel like when you don't gel with it, people automatically are like hate. Which I feel like is a good idea of why we're doing this. Because it's like just because I don't like something,
yeah,
I'll either at least learn to appreciate it, and that doesn't mean I hate it.
no,
It's just not my thing anymore.
yeah, you just
Or
find
it's
it in
just
different.
not my it never was my thing to begin with.
Yeah,
But
nah.
it's just trying to be less of on that like judgmental thing of like, nah, this is like all right. I love the term because I like describing stuff as it, but I just don't like how it's used as much, which is mid.
Yeah, yeah,
Which like mid is just supposed to mean mid. It's
yeah,
not like it's just it's mediocre. It's
yeah,
fine. It's okay.
yeah,
It's like this thing is mid, but like now it's like oh no, it's like immediately mid became trash.
yeah. Because it's an instant gratification. People
Yeah.
just like want to hear like the best.
It's
of the
either
best.
good or it's bad. It's like
Yeah.
no, it can just be fine.
Yeah, that's a lot of life. Like it's just unrealistic expectations. Like it's like people, everyone in this, a lot of people in this world, even the people that you think are like the most attractive, beautiful people, in real life, we are all very mid compared to like the way that we present ourselves on like social media, the way that like photo editing in general. If you hold yourself and you hold different things to this preconceived like hierarchy of the way that you want things to be, everything is always going to be mid.
Yeah.
You got to find appreciation and bypass that mid that like shows you the truth, like where things lie in the matter, about being like, you know what, let me just not be this like cynical person, like
Yeah.
with limited like
Yeah. For me, I'm like I'm
Yeah.
always gonna be like here's the thing. I got an ego. I think I'm pretty great on some days. And other days I'm like, nah, I suck. And then other days I'm pretty mid. This gonna be the only little overtly religious thing. The only thing that ain't mid, God. That's it. that's my little diatribe. God's the only thing that's never mid. Always
of course,
good.
yeah.
But going back, so you had your highlights for like battle rap and everything.
For sure.
Do you want to go through and share some of your lowlights?
Yeah, I think like I pretty much covered a good amount, like because a lot of it, it's the coin. It's like the lowlights of like, okay, there's a lot of bars like where it's corny and like they do it to try and be different, and you're like,
They're trying to cook something.
yeah, it brings the energy of like lunchroom bars, and like you're going around in the circle, and then there's a kid who's like excited to be there, but like he don't contribute anything. He's like, da. My mom makes sandwiches. You're like, all right, dude, like,
Don't. All right, bad.
tomato.
You're done. Boo tomato.
Yeah, no, there'd be a lot of people with like no cadence or tone. Talked about that. My last little thing, and it's more of a joke. It's like we already talked about like how back and forth rounds and 30-minute videos. It's like, dude, this is not an album. And if this was an album, this would be on the bottom of Pitchfork. Like this is
It's
terrible.
It's too much. Just
Yeah.
like just maybe it's like kind of cutting the fat out.
Oh yeah, brother, it's 16. Spit a quick 16, spit a hot 16. Go on any like I was about to say XXL, but I'm not even gonna say
you know
it.
what? I was gonna say that might be even crazier. What if they're and there could be, there
Oh,
could
like a battle rap
because,
XXL?
Like, no. If they had like a part of the rules of like this were like, oh, in total, you only have 64 bars.
Oh.
For the rounds. That's all you have.
Yeah.
So if you're going on a long thing and you're like, bro, you just use like 32, you down to half and you got
And then they like grade from there too.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
like somebody's like actually like paying attention. It's like, oh, you only got so much that you can be using. It's like, oh,
Like that'd be math battle rap. Like math rock is math rock. That'd be like math
God, I
battle
love
rap.
math rock.
Dude, yeah, we're like,
God, I love math rock.
new appreciation video.
Yeah.
Go put it on the flannel.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think, dude, that is a great idea. Honestly,
That could be interesting just to see how people work with like that kind of constraint, you know?
oh, for sure.
But like, I mean, it could be a rule. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, when it comes to this last time I'll mention, probably not Charlie Clips. When it comes to him, he can spit as many bars as he wants to. That guy is going in.
Dude, yeah.
The wordplay is stupid.
Oh, yeah. Now, his energy, too, was like, it's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, like, you know, we didn't spend a bunch of time. We did some deep dives, but,
Yeah.
like, just like anything, you know, like, it takes a long time. You know, I can sit here and, like, go through Duolingo in, like, 6 months and, like, complete Japanese. But until I'm, like, conversing and, like, spending years speaking this, my retained knowledge is going to be less. Same thing like with battle rap and most of the things that we were going to learn to appreciate. It's
Yeah.
like it's going to be an ongoing process of like us continuing. We might revisit these things and like find different people that we enjoy, but for the overall gist of it, like I found a lot of appreciation for like the poetry in it, the contributions to like culture, art, music, a lot of different things. I found appreciation for the people that like shine well. I want to see them do good in life, and I want to see the people that like failed, like come back and do better. You know, take that construct, because especially with like writing and music, those are two big things in life where you can like really be bad at it, but once you get that constructive criticism, that's going to tell if you're going to become good. Like you have to be able to take that and be like, you know what, this song that I made was absolutely garbaggio. Let me like spend some time and like write something else new. Let me rework this. Let me go to a vocal coach. Let me rewrite my music.
Like coming back, let me edit this. Let me take some time and not just be like, well, I suck, or just being like, nah.
Because that's when you really lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's a growing process, which I mean, like I need to learn. You know, I suck at something. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing this. Gonna go find something good at.
Appreciate yourself.
I'm gonna go find something I'm good at now.
Only got Roblox.
Only got 90. Ooh, nah. Sorry, can't do combo strings in Tekken. Disgusting. I'm not gonna ever play again.
Dude, yeah. That's me with like fatalities, Mortal Kombat. I would be like pressing the buttons. Why isn't this not working?
I got hit once, not playing.
Yeah.
No, bad at it.
What you got?
Well, so I mean, I think I went through like a lot of my highlights of like the energy, same thing. I think for me, I think sometimes I get like a little brain goes kind of like ADHD a little bit sometimes, where it's like
I get that.
I get into one thing and then expands my like appreciation of other stuff. So like it kind of blooms. It's like a tree, like a flower, like it's just blooming, going in different directions. Where it's like now with how these guys are structuring their bars, and then you know we had the nice like beef. I was able to see like, oh wow, the really careful intentionality that goes into good top tier hip hop. Like the thought and the craft of it. And it's like, oh cool. It's really awesome to see that, because I feel like when I started getting into rap music, which like I've written stuff, nobody ever gonna hear it because it's garbage. But when I got into sound engineering and I was talking with the person who's teaching me, as a teacher at my school, his name was Bullock.
Shout out
Mr. Bullock. He's the best. I hope he's doing great. Haven't spoken to him in years because he like left the school after like the year I left. So I've not seen what he's up to. But he told me that he's like, and again, he makes hip hop music. He made hip hop music getting himself through college. Like he was selling like albums and stuff, and that's how he's making his money for college.
That's crazy.
And
that's a lot of albums.
Yeah, and he was saying that like in terms of like when it comes to actual talent, hip hop is the easiest. Like you don't need that like high bar of talent to make hip hop music. You really don't. But like looking at the skill, that's when it gets so good. And it's
Mhm.
like, man, I hope we just get to that point where it's just like you only see people with skill.
Yeah.
You only see the people with like this top tier talent and skill, and you're like this ability.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I mean, small examples: JID, Cole, Kendrick,
Yeah.
like those guys. Joey Badass, love Joey Badass.
Oh yeah.
Those guys where it's like, wow, they're really intentional about this, and then that expanding to other things with music. Where I was like watching this TED talk from, again, another great podcast, Dissect, love Dissect podcast. He had a TED talk
Yeah.
just touching on like small little things where you see the intentionality of like, I don't really listen to Ariana Grande, but at the end of one of her albums, I think it might be Sweetener. I don't know which one.
I didn't know that's the album name.
Yeah. I don't know which one. But like at the last song, it has like this long part of like silence at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that in there? And you realize, one, it takes the song up to be, I think, 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, or like a certain amount of time long in length.
Uh-huh.
And then it is also the certain amount of time when, I think, before this album came out, the previous before, she was on tour, and it was in Paris when that terrorist attack happened. And it's the exact amount of length for each person that died in that, like each second. And then it also takes the length up to the day that it happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Or like in the same talk, he talks about like the Kanye at the end of Power, where it's like, I can make your life so excited, suicides, where like it just keeps interpolating, and then you hear, instead of making your life so exciting, it's just suicide.
Okay.
At the
Yeah.
end,
Yeah.
it's like people are intentional about this, and that's what makes them like kind of geniuses with this. Instead of just thinking of them as like, oh, they're just an artist, they're just doing whatever. It's like, no, this is a person who's making something really great, and makes me appreciate them so much more of their putting this thought and effort into it.
Yeah.
But battle rap sort of bloomed that for me. So an all around a little bit more appreciative. Now, it also made me appreciate looking at some of the history stuff of it.
Yeah.
I think like one of the first, like earliest recorded rap battles was Cool Mo D versus Buzzy B Starsky. Which, those are some names.
Dude, those are some.
Can we bring? Starsky kind of goes hard. He lost though. Starsky lost. And apparently he was more like, from what people were saying, this is like 80s, so they're still doing like the Donald Glover joke where it's like, I went to the hat store today and I bought myself a hat. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Like they're still on that level, and not necessarily like all the crazy wordplay stuff, but apparently Cool Mo D washed him so bad that in essence it made his whole entire style of how he was rapping sort of comedically and like not really in the culture obsolete. And so it's like, man, what if battle rap got back to that point where it's like, nah, you put somebody like, what if during like SoundCloud era, like the little hype beast era, you put, I'm trying to think, you put like a Denzel Curry in there, and then you put him up in the area 6ix9ine, and they had a battle rap, and 6ix9ine gets washed so bad that's like his whole entire like flex SoundCloud thing just is obsolete.
No, yeah.
It's like, what if it was used as like a culling process again of like,
of like all the like the clones versus like the like if like X when it gets like Kid Boo, you know what I'm saying? Like it would have been like, all right, dude.
It's just like, wow, you just erased a whole entire like subgenre of hip hop because you're like, this isn't good.
Like emo rap like died in like the worst way possible because apparently like I didn't listen to it, but like it's all the rage and. We're not going to do an appreciation video over this. I refuse. Of like MGK and like Trippie Reds.
I don't think you get to refuse.
Yeah, that's true. That's fine. Yeah.
We put some stuff on that list that's like, I really don't want to do it. I really don't.
It's just like, I don't know, dude. Like the way that like that little subgenre ended, because like I found like with like Pete. Okay, we're getting off of the track from battle rap, but this is what I will say. If we did that. Like idea of like versus and like how that like battle rap in itself could like help shape or like restore like the balance of music, right? Like as an Avengers Endgame type move.
Yeah.
Like the way that like MGK and Trippie Redd made like an alternative whatever album and like how it was like kind of like summing up like all of like the genre that Peep and Juice and X had made. Rather, I want to.
Yeah.
We should have just let it go in like 2020. 2020, when everything was like finally done and released. We're in a new decade.
I feel like it got it the moment Juice World wasn't part of it.
Yeah, because what's supposed to follow?
It's like, man,
dude, who's supposed to follow that?
Because like I tried recently, I tried listening to like because like when it was coming out, it wasn't my thing. I wasn't listening to that. I was listening to like, I think that was still coming off of like that nice late 2010s, like 20 teens era of you still had like labels that were like rap groups.
Okay, yeah.
So like you had Pro Era, you had TDE, you had ASAP Mob.
Yeah,
I was just I was just eating with that. Bro. Like Pro Era was my thing. Dreamville.
Yeah.
Like I was just eating with that. And so I was so on like, you know, Pro Era with like Joey Bass and like Nick Caution.
Yeah.
Capital Steez, RIP. You know, like
yeah.
I was on that and I was like, I completely missed that. So I went back and I was like, let me listen to Juice WRLD because he's insanely popular. And I'm like, wow, I can understand why people like this. I'm like, I'm so glad I have not had my heart broken.
Bro, when I was like a little 19,
I'm like, bro, this is sad.
Bro, when I was like a little, because like all like those three like used to be my biggest three favorite artists, and like I was like going through so many bad times with these guys that like it made, and like I was still going through like post all of them, unfortunately, like, you know, not being here.
Yeah.
That like as I've, you know, gotten over those things and like saw like victories in that area of my life, like to see, like I'll never want to go back to like how I used to feel, but to see like the memories be tarnished, it's like, ooh,
like, man, it's something that you held in like esteem. It's like, man, why are y'all just stop? Like, don't
kicking the groin. Honestly. It just But overall, I appreciated this. This was a really fun like first video. I've grown a better appreciation for battle rap. I've seen a lot of, you know, different things since that. You know, I think we can both agree to like how it's kind of opened our mind to different things, you know.
And I mean, even the worst of it, I appreciate a lot more. One, my preconceived notion that like it's kind of cringe is gone.
Yeah, agreed.
It's cool. It's cool stuff.
It's cool.
Especially since hip hop works so differently from other forms of music because it's like a culture inside of it.
Yeah.
I see like the need for it and like all these different things. So like it's awesome. You know, I wouldn't say I love it. I like it. You know, that's on the scale.
Yeah.
We'll end it in the scale.
Yeah, we'll end it on the
scale. I still hate it.
Yeah.
I still hate it. I appreciate it. I like it. I love it.
Like it.
But like I like it. It's cool.
I think
even the worst of it, like some of them bars, I kind of want to share some because we're gonna laugh about it.
Let's do it.
Because we were laughing about it before, and I feel like it's just keeping them in text messages is sad. We need this for the viewers.
Yeah. While you're looking those up real quick, I think we came to a decision that like the only way to better this process for like a follow-up video would be to interview battle rappers and then maybe like attend an event.
Yeah.
You know?
Really want to go. I want to see, you know, maybe they got one local. That would be cool.
Yeah. I think if anything, it'd be at like states like the Freedom Expression Tunnel.
Oh yeah.
I went to a few ciphers over there.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like at because I had some friends that used to rap at like Central.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to Central, see what they're going on over there. I don't know. I mean, they graduated, so like I don't know if you've been over
there.
We're
not going to Durham.
Huh?
We're not going to Durham.
You act like you got APB out. Nah, we won't go Durham. We'll go state. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I live close enough to both.
I grew up in Durham.
He said, "Don't take me back."
I've had my last experience in Durham. Like, oh my, yeah. No. Well, we'll talk about it after this.
Durham's a place. Durham's a place. You know, love it, hate it. Yeah. It's a place.
Yeah.
But
certain years. Yeah.
Some of these horrible bars.
All right.
The pulverized bar. You remember that one? I pull up and you're dead. It's so bad. I can't even do it the way he does it. It's just so bad.
Look in your eyes.
And then it's just like, oh man, everyone's just like, this sucks.
You got the chimichanga one or like the Squidward one?
Oh, I don't think I have the quesadilla one.
Oh yes,
I have the quesadilla one.
I think I got.
If we beef over the cheese, you spill the beans to get me wrapped up. You trying to quesadilla, which I feel like he's trying to say you trying to put a case on a dealer, but like it doesn't work. It's so bad. It's just his delivery was garbage.
These guys need to do some improv and like learn.
But here's the thing: there's even entertainment. That's the part that I've kind of realized. Like even when it's bad,
yeah,
man, this is funny.
It's like I don't know if that's your intended purpose, but yeah.
Oh, you more hypocritical than a dying hippopotamus.
I remember that.
That one was bad.
Yeah.
Lima bean in a time machine. I'll make you a vegetable in the future.
I was driving home and you said that. Like I was.
I think I said that to you. I was like, I hope he didn't get in an accident. Because I'm like, that killed me. Yeah. Like, oh man, this one. I was like, look through my notes and I saw this and I was like, oh, what is this? Because I don't even remember seeing this one, but I remember it now. I made noise, woke niggas up early. I'm a rooster.
I remember that was like the first one you said, bro.
I don't even know what the punchline is. I don't even know what the punchline. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's so bad.
Right.
It's so bad. Oh, I love it. I love it. And then like even when you see guys like really trying some stuff,
yeah,
they're like really trying. Like I remember this guy, and he had one hat and then his partner's hat, and he was trying to like flip them like guns, but he really just could not. Like he had them down like this, so they're hanging, and he tried to flip it up like it was a gun onto here, and he just could not make it work. And he tried like 3 times.
Bro, I would have ran that before I tried.
And I've been like, dog, it's just he kept trying. I'm like, my brother in Christ, please.
Yeah.
Please, let's not.
Even if it was a real Tulio in life, you would never do that. You wouldn't be there like, this is jamming. Let me just kind of like fiddle around for a while. This is the mascot.
What's up?
All right. Our chief coordinator said it's time to pick the next video topic.
Oh,
isn't that right,
back.
Chief?
Yep. Rupert said wrap it up.
So wrap it up. All right. But what are some of our choices for the people? I know that we have it on a shared screen right now, but
let me go ahead. So what we got going on, we've got AI. So learn about some AI because that's real topical right now. Your favorite opium fashion. We got Victoria era media, Tubi movies, country music, isekai anime, because that's gonna be the tough one for me. TikTok, the Joker movie or movies, if by the time we get the second one. Abstract art, we got Hello Kitty. It's still just for the bit. Current Jujutsu guys.
Yeah.
Really trying to be like, understand these and be like, yeah, I really appreciate Sukuna winning all the time. We got shoujo manga and anime. We're gonna be watching some Sailor Moon, some Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Yeah. We're going completely.
We're gonna dive in.
Okay. All right.
If we get it, we'll be doing Brat Summer.
Okay. Yeah.
Might be, depending on if Brat Summer's over, we might be doing a retrospective. Or is Brat Summer eternal? We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, brought him. Yeah, Brat Autumn now.
Yeah.
Gotcha games.
Yeah.
Classical music, not necessarily that we don't like it, but
a little bit deeper the study.
Current Kanye.
Okay, what are you hoping, or what are you betting, or if it's the same?
How much money do you want to put on this? I'll put 10 cents.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll do like $5.
I'll put 10 cents on Brat Summer. I've heard enough of Brat at this point because my girlfriend plays it constantly.
Okay, well, I mean that's
so
an
I
advantage.
Can learn. Yeah, I have an advantage here.
Yeah, is there EDM in there?
EDM is in there.
I'm gonna do 10 cents on Isekai.
All right. Shake on it.
Let's do it. And
That's
if
confirmed.
neither one,
Hopefully we'll get that DraftKings sponsorship.
yeah. Are we doing like one click in it, or are we gonna do like a elimination?
We'll just do the one.
Okay.
Oh. I owe you 10 cents.
Yo!
We got Isekai. Wow.
Yes. Dude, I'm excited.
You know, this is not bad. I'm going to watch a lot of Isekai.
If you're watching this within the time frame that like we're doing our research, put some isekai animes down there if you like them. Me, I'll approach him with certain ones that are a little bit.
He's gonna probably give me like a lot of suggestions.
Yeah,
I'm fool.
he's gonna watch it.
It's gonna interrupt my One Piece schedule.
Well, get yourself to a break because you need breaks from One Piece.
I'm in Punk Hazard. I'm happy to take a break.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe I called that, dude.
I know.
I wonder who I'm gonna dress up as.
When I saw it stop, I was like, no. I was like, he can't be right. I just want us to both be wrong.
I wanted us to both be wrong. I mean, we could do like best out.
Nope.
Cool.
Nope. It was decided. We're doing Isekai.
Got it on record.
Yeah.
Well,
I agreed to it. I shook on it.
Yeah, that's all facts. Well,
I'll give you a dime.
Yeah, give me a dime. Well, that wraps up our video. Thank you for watching the very first episode of
The Appreciation Podcast.
Oh, I'm Zach.
I'm Lou.
This is the outro.
Peace.
Peace. Dude, I cannot believe it later on.
I know. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.